Hey everybody, welcome to Fantasy R&R. This is your host Ryan.
And I'm Rob.
And this is the NFL Divisional Round playoffs.
This is Fantasy with Rob and Ryan, Fantasy R&R.
Much like the format of our last podcast, we're going to discuss the NFL playoffs, what's going on so far in our second season Fantasy Football League, and our predictions for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
So, Rob, crazy weekend for Wild Card Weekend. I know that you're on your phone right now. It's going to sound like you're calling in, but let's get honest with ourselves. Nobody would ever call into this show. You just got a little bit of an audio problem at the moment. How did you feel about what you saw? Any game, Bengals, Raiders, 49ers, Cowboys, what are you thinking this weekend?
Well, the Bengals-Raiders was definitely lived up to the hype. I thought that was a really good game. Officiating was terrible, as we have talked about before. Nothing new there. I think the Bengals look really good. I think they match up very well against the Titans this weekend. But it was that 49ers-Cowboys game that got me rock hard. That was so much fun to watch all those Cowboys fans just crying because Dak Prescott is a terrible quarterback.
Did you see that Trent Williams photo of him pointing at the Cowboys fans and laughing?
Yeah. And then they were flicking him off. I was like, I love it. I hate Dallas. I hate Dallas.
Oh my God, it was like, I think Pat Tillman did that a long time ago, maybe to the same fans, Cowboys fans. But it was interesting. We picked a couple of different games. I picked the Bengals to win that. You picked the Raiders to win that. But at the Cowboys, I picked the Cowboys to win that. You picked the 49ers to win that. And then we both fucking flubbed on the Cardinals. So we both missed 2 games this weekend. However, the Bills did jump right past the Patriots in a complete blowout. Now you're feeling coming up, the Chiefs might have a chance here. What did you think of that Chiefs-Steelers game? I mean, did you think they were going to score as hard as they did on Pittsburgh?
No, I didn't. I definitely knew there was a very solid chance that Pittsburgh was going to lose, and I thought the Chiefs were going to win. I did not realize the Chiefs were going to win that big. It's almost as if they pulled out another playbook for that offense, and they were just clicking on all cylinders. Now, Buffalo, of course, is going to be a different defense this weekend, but I cannot wait for this game. I think this is going to be the best NFL game of the season, period.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I was excited for that Rams-Cardinals game. On the GETTR account, I actually posted that fucking meme of that soccer dude just standing there with his hands on his hips all pissed off, because I was like, that was me after picking the Rams to lose that game and watching the first 2 quarters. I don't know what happened with Kyler Murray in that offense. A lot of people are blaming Kingsbury and the GM. I don't really think much needs to change on the Cardinals. They just had a lack of wide receiver depth. I thought they were going to be able to overcome it with James Conner, but I mean, what do you think? Do you think the Rams are an actual threat going forward now?
I think the Rams are pretty good. I mean, I do agree with you. I think I saw a stat. I think they were 1-5 without DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, that was his big weapon. Take off any wide receiver one on any of these teams in the playoffs, and I guarantee you they're going to struggle. And that's exactly what Arizona did. But I think the Rams are going to be good. I am looking forward to see how they match up this weekend, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we're not surprised what happened with the Eagles and the Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts, I know there's going to be a big question mark whether he starts next year. I mean, that was totally expected in my opinion. No quarterback would have had a chance in that game with the weapons that the Eagles have right now, regardless, especially with their offensive line. Jason Kelce looked absolutely horrible with all those penalties. And the sad thing is, his fucking mom flew all the way from Philadelphia over to Tampa. She had to take 2 flights in one day to watch one of her garbage pile sons, and then the other one go to absolute glory against the Steelers. It's pretty crazy. But, I really did like the Bengals to win the Raiders and I liked the idea of the playoff setup where I was thinking, the Bills can make it to the Super Bowl here, because I don't like the Bengals playing against, the Chiefs. I took a lot of the Bengals in the second season. I did not take any Chiefs. I think the Bills are going to kind of stomp over the Chiefs. Took tons of Bills. I know right now I'm in first place, but I lost a player. I got my Godfather right behind me on my tail. You're a lot lower down the line, but you've only lost a couple players. A lot of your players still haven't even played. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. I mean, did you take any Packers? I can't remember.
I did. I took Devontae Adams and I took Aaron Rodgers. So, of course, crossing my fingers this weekend I'm hoping they link up as many times as they pretty much did all season, how successful they were.
Yeah, and my big mistake was I took Ezekiel Elliott and then I took Alan Lazard. Other than that, I really just took a lot of Bills and Bucks, and we'll see what happens. I took some Bengals. I got Mixon, Jamar Chase. So I'm really thinking the Bengals could jump over the Titans. I didn't think they could jump over the Chiefs or Bills or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see going forward how that all plays out for us. But real quick, I just have to ask, who were the two? Who was your other quarterback that you picked in the second season?
I picked Rodgers and Mahomes.
Okay, Rodgers and Mahomes. So at this point, do you absolutely feel in your heart it's a Chiefs-Packers Super Bowl, or did you just pick them because you thought they'd get the most points over the course of the playoffs?
I believe in my heart of hearts it's going to be Packers versus it's going to be the Packers against whoever wins the Chiefs-Bills game. That's who I think the Super Bowl is going to be this year.
Yeah, and I like that too, because regardless if it's Chiefs or Bills, I agree with you. If it's the Bengals or the Titans, they get stomped on. I love what the Bengals are doing this year, though, and I do think even though Derrick Henry sounds like he is coming back for this matchup against the Bengals, I still think that Tannehill is, he's the X factor. He is, whether or not he's on his game. Joe Burrow looks way better than Tannehill as a prospect down the road. Tannehill's had his time, but he is getting Julio Jones and A.J. Brown back, so it's going to be absolute fireworks. You know what? Let's get into it. Let's do our divisional round pick'ems right now.
Bengals at Titans.
All right, the spread on this one, 3.5 points. Titans must win by 4 points or more to cover the spread on this. They're going to be at the negative 3.5. They're the team to win. Bet of $100 will win you $150 if the Bengals win. Bet of $189 is going to win you only $100 if the Titans win. So that's got the Bengals at plus $150, Titans at negative $189. Obviously, Titans team to win. The over-under on this one's 47.5, which I could totally see. That's going to win you $100 if you bet 110. This is going to be a great game. Am I crazy here, Rob, to think that the Bengals are going to be the ones pulling this off?
No, I don't think so at all, to be completely honest. And what I think it boils down to, it's what I always say about Ryan Tannehill, is can he make the big play? And I don't think he can. And after what we saw against the Raiders, Joe Burrow can. Joe Cool's a pretty good quarterback. This guy looks pretty good. I think the Bengals are going to end up taking this game. I know they're saying Derrick Henry can be back. We don't know what he's going to look like. And again, I think this is going to solely boil down to Tannehill's play, and I don't think he's a good quarterback. So may the best quarterback win.
All right, so I'm taking the Bengals. You're going to be taking the Bengals at this point, or are you taking the Titans?
No, I'm going Bengals all the way.
All right, we're both Bengals on this one.
Rams at Buccaneers.
All right, spread on this one. Buccaneers must win by 3 points or more to cover the spread. So they're at negative 2.5. Rams are at the positive 2.5. Buccaneers are the team to win. Bet of $100 is going to win you $125 if the Rams win. Bet of $149 wins you $100 if the Buccaneers win. So we got the Rams plus $125. We got the Buccaneers at negative $149. The over-under on this one, 48.5. I think it will be a high-scoring game with Stafford against Brady, but I think by the end of it, Brady's going to be saying to Stafford, "Who's your daddy?" So once again, these over-unders set at 110. You bet $110. You win 100. I would totally bet the over on this one. I could totally see the Bucs and the Rams going down to like a 30-34 kind of decision here, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense and the Rams defense both being solid but two high-powered offenses. I'm taking the Bucs to win this one. I really do think it's going to be Bills Bucs by the end of the year. I think Brady's the one that has all the knowledge. He's older than every NFC head coach in the playoffs right now. Who are you taking for this game and why?
This is a tough one. Again, when we were talking Rams-Cardinals, I didn't expect the Rams to do as good as they did, and I'm not going to be shocked if they replicate that success again this weekend. But again, I'm going with Tom Brady like you are. I would feel a little more comfortable if Fournette does come back to play, because I'll tell you one thing I was very impressed with was Cam Akers this past weekend, who I'm high on. I think this kid's going to end up being really good. I mean, if he has a monster game, I think this game could be a lot closer than people expect. I think this is going to be a very great game, for
Dude
sure.
knocked out Buda Baker. Laid him the fuck out.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a monster. Cam Akers is going to be really good.
So do you think the Rams are taking this one?
You know what? I'll go. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to go Rams on this game. But I think this is going to be a very, very good game. But I'll go Rams. Why not? Let's go Rams, and let's see if OBJ has another game like he did last week. I mean, talk about insane. I was just even that 40-yard pass he had to Cam Akers in that game. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, and I mean, they really contained Cooper Kupp for most of that game, which was also crazy to see. So Odell Beckham, he's a fucking warrior again. So yeah, in your opinion, let's go Rams, let's go Brandon. I'll say let's go Buccaneers. Let's move on to the next one.
That's right.
49ers at Packers.
Spread on this one, 6 points. Packers must win by more than 6 points to cover the spread. We got the Packers at -6. We got the 49ers at 6. So, I mean, they're going to have to score an extra point there. There's no half points at football. Team to win is going to be the Packers, though. Bet of 100 is going to win you 210 on the 49ers. Bet of 278 is going to win you 100 if the Packers win. So we got the 49ers at plus 210. We got the Packers at -278. Over-under on this game set at 47. I like that because I don't think the 49ers are going to score much in this game. I think they're going to nullify Deebo Samuel. I'm actually going to be taking the Packers to win this and win big. That's why I didn't want to see, as you call him, the Italian sedan, Jimmy G, in the playoffs. I think it's going to be kind of a sad, boring game to watch. Although, historically, the 49ers tend to own the Packers in the playoffs. I just don't think that the 49ers have what it takes this year to get past the Packers, who I do think are an NFC smoke show. So if I have to choose, my teams right now, 49ers at the bottom of the pack, no pun intended. Then we've got the Packers, then we've got the Rams, then we've got the Buccaneers. So I'm taking the Packers to win this. Who are you looking at for this game?
Yeah, I think this game's going to be a blowout. I don't even think it's going to be close even in the second quarter. I mean, we saw it in the second half of that Cowboys game. Jimmy G can't make the throws. San Francisco really is going to have to look at Trey Lance, I think, next year to be competitive. I think it's a good team. I just think they're Jimmy G short of being able to pass the Packers in this game. I think Rodgers is going to have a huge game. And the Packers defense, throughout the year has been solid, not great, not bad.
Right.
But yeah, you did bring up how the 49ers have owned Aaron Rodgers. He's 0-3 against the 49ers, and I think he is going to change that this weekend. I think Packers win very big.
All right, so we both got Packers on that one.
Bills at Chiefs.
All right, spread on this. Final game. I know I went a little out of order here. Chiefs must win by 2 points or more to cover the spread. So this could be the closest Vegas odds of the entire weekend. And I love this game. Like Rob, you were saying on the phone earlier, you think this is going to be an awesome game to watch. I totally agree with you. So Bills are going to be at -1.5. Bills are going to be at plus 1.5. Chiefs at -1.5. I kind of don't like that. The team to win is the Chiefs right now. Bet of $100 is going to win you 105 if the Bills win. Bet of 125 wins you 100 if the Chiefs win. So we got Bills at plus 105, got Chiefs at -125. Over-under on this one is 54.5. So clearly Vegas thinks this is going to be the highest scoring, closest game of the weekend. I love it. I just think, the Chiefs, it's so crazy to watch their defense kind of go on the upcline over the course of the season, and the Bills' defense kind of go on the decline for the course of the season. But the Bills absolutely smashed the Patriots. Wasn't even close. Their defense looked great in that game. The Chiefs' defense looked solid in against the Steelers. They only let up some garbage time points, so this may be closer than I think, but almost disrespectful to Josh Allen, who I hate. I'd rather see Mahomes win. I'd take the Bills in this one. So I'm taking 2 upsets this weekend. I think the Bengals take the Titans, and I think the Bills take the Chiefs. Obviously with my second season roster, I'd love to see the Bills and the Bucs in, so I'm going to just, go with my gut on that. But you personally, do you think the Chiefs, with a healthy Tyreek Hill and a Travis Kelce and maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darrell Williams back, they don't even have to rely on Jerick McKinnon, do you think this is their time to just clown the Chiefs again like they did in the conference championship last year?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs have a real fighting chance. This is going to be, again, the best game the NFL season to date. I truly believe that. I think it's going to be high scoring, and whoever has the ball last is going to win the game. That's what I think. Mahomes and Allen is probably the coolest quarterback matchup. I'm really looking forward to this game, but I'll play devil's advocate with you here in this game, and I'm going to go Chiefs, and I'm just going to say they just have a little more firepower. I think the Bills had an immaculate game last week. It's hard to replicate that kind of success Whereas I think the Chiefs almost kind of did it with ease against the Steelers. Once they got running, I mean, Mahomes is just a freaking animal. So is Josh Allen. But I feel like Mahomes is just a little more accurate. So I'm going Chiefs in this one, and I think this is going to be a great game.
Okay, so great. So by next week, Rob thinks it's going to be Chiefs and Bengals. I think it's going to be Bills and Bengals. And next week, Rob thinks it's going to be Rams and Packers. I think it's going to be Bucks and Packers. We'll see what happens. That's our picks for this time. All of those money lines and point spreads and odds, it's all taken from current Vegas betting right now. We in no way endorse that, give you any gambling advice in any form. But make sure to check us out on GETTR. Once again, this is Rob and Ryan with Fantasy R&R. We'll see you next time.